There we go. Hey, YouTube fam, how's it going? Got another stream for you today. We are heading back into Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We're going to be starting up the fourth episode. The last episode of the game. Don't know how long it is, but I will assume it's the longest one in the game. I'll be amazed if we got it done today, but who knows? Depends on how quickly we get through it. And then yeah, we'll wrap up this game, and then next time round we'll move on to Saints Row 2. So let's do it. Farewell, my turnabout. Let's do it. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? That was Max Verstappen already. Who will be our hero of heroes? Will it be last year's runner-up, Jammin' Ninja? Or maybe Captain Saipan, all the way from the lovely tropical island of... Oh god, I see the students of a certain starry school ready to win, and global hero Vat doesn't want to go home without the prize. Your Lady of Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the third annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Cut the moon in half. He didn't even piss on the moon, he just cut the moon in half. Whoa, the true hero of the night has appeared in our midst. I recognize the music. Looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. No idea what's going on. Some heroes were like being judged. March 20th, 7:42 PM, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Alright, I guess we're here. Alright, yes, did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai, he did it. Yeah, he sure did. I'm getting too old for this mood. Hey, it's Will Powers. He's back. I'm proud of the guy for doing the series justice. So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize? Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Burley? The Nickel Samurai. No, every Sunday I only watch the educational channel's Kids Masterpiece Theatre. Okay, that's it. From now on, it's the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it. Do you like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick? Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore. Fucking gatekeeping prick. He's bad as the Brony found them. That's right, but I do like Kids Masterpiece Theatre. Hey, I didn't know you were so young at heart, Nick. Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. You're supposed to act your age and have interest and match. I don't know. It's very important. I'll give it a rest, Pearly. Looks like I made the right choice in inviting everyone here. I'm glad you're all having a good time. It's like a dream. Too bad for the Jammin' Ninja, though. Last year, he lost to the Pink Princess, warrior of Little Old Tokyo. Thought this might be his year. Yeah. Oh, hey, did anyone else think the Jammin' Ninja looked a bit different today? Different? What do you mean? Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar. Hey, you're right. Strange you walk around without a signature guitar. I will never understand these people and their shows. Okay, boomer. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight. It was nothing. I owe you one, it's just my way of saying thanks. Hey, Nick, come on, it's time to get going to the lobby. There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon. And then I heard there's going to be a press conference after that. A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize? Well, not exactly. Something about the Nickel Samurai confessing somebody. Confessing? Sounds pretty serious. Nick, come on, you don't want us to be the last ones there, do you? Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you? I me, the show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Will Powers. Thank you very much for inviting us today. It was nothing, really. Guys like us don't get to come to a place like this often, so I thought I'd invite you all. Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately? Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show while wearing a rabbit mask over my face. Oh, I see. I'm still really sorry about all the headache I caused you that time, Mr. Wright. Ah, well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai. Oh, it was the Steel Samurai. And he was the first case Maya worked on with me. Too bad you look scary, or people know you're a real softie who's good with kids. Thanks. I can't believe they're gonna make a movie based on Nickel Samurai. I can't believe it either, but for a different reason. Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch-nemesis, the evil magistrate in the city of Neo, Old Tokyo. Last year, they started a new series, The Nickel Samurai. The new series seems to be a hit with the kids too. I'm really attached to the Steel Samurai as a show. I was hoping that maybe I'd get the chance to do something in this new one. Yeah, it's too bad. It'd be awesome to see you with the new actor, Matt Ungard. He's super popular right now. Mr. Ungard? Looks like Pearl doesn't know who he is. This year it's gonna be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office. Jammin' Ninja? Who's that again? Who is this Jammin' Ninja again? He's a hero, duh. His symbol is the bright red guitar he's always carrying. Ninja who's always carrying around the bright red guitar? How does that even work? Ask the... what's the main character Hi-Fi Rush fucking... oh, I forgot his name. Chai, I think his name. Oh, hell yeah. With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in hand, he rises to stardom in an ancient time. A ninja who becomes a star? Yeah, a ninja who becomes a star. There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios Nickel Samurai and Worldwide Studios Jammin' Ninja. They even air at the same time. You know what I heard? I heard those two don't get along at all. Nickel Samurai's on guard and the guy who plays Jammin' Ninja at me. Nickel Samurai speaks French? Oh, you mean Matt Ungard, the actor. I guess even the world of heroes isn't a sparkling happy place. Yeah. Move to the hall. Wow, what is with this place? Looks like I've stumbled into Oz or something. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts. Move to Viola Hall. Sounds like the post-ceremony show is about to start. Oh right, I'm so pumped. Honorie's gonna show off his special move today. Nickel Samurai Smelting. That's a fucking Minecraft move. Actually, what I'm interested in most is the press conference. You mean the big confession the Nickel Samurai's gonna make after the show? What is it? Don't you know what it's about, Mr. Powers? Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea. Ah. Sorry. Ah, so I guess you're all going to the press conference then? Yeah, of course! And if that's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in. Thank you very much. Well, let's get going in the lobby. It looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick. Okay, for great justice! They're running into the lobby. Only a really gaudy hotel would have such a large gaudy lobby to match. Ah, I think they're going to have the post-ceremony show over there. They're using a compact stage, I see. Ooh, I'm all ready to use my special samurai power. Maya looks like she's ready to start a fight. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. The Nickel Samurai's post-ceremony stage show. Not be held tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. What? Why? Ow, you didn't have to pinch me. Pinch yourself if you don't believe it. We are asking for everyone's cooperation at this time. So please stay where you are. This is a special request from the police. Police? Did they just say the police? Want me to go check out what's going on? Wait, I'll come with you. Freeze! You two, didn't you hear the announcement just now? It just finished telling you not to move. Voice. I've heard that voice somewhere before. Oh. Honestly, youth these days can't be bothered to listen to other people when they talk. Please don't tell me this is what I think it is. Just the other day, it was the same thing. There was... oh my god, it is. Not her again! Are you kidding me? Why is she dressed like that? Why is she dressed like that? Kids these days. This non-stop chatter. It can't be. A soul bag? Yep. Fucking yep. Of course. This fucker's back again. What is it, you young whippersnappers? Do I know you? Wait, you're pals, aren't you? Yeah, about what happened back then? You didn't even get nominated this year, did you? Oh, that's right, you're doing that children's exercise program, trying to play nice. Yeah, that's me. Thankfully, I still have a job. I love that show, and you're a hoot. You're the Big Brother character, right? Yes, even your face covered by a mask. I know, what a work of art. That's how it is, you know. Who knows how many TVs you'd break? Really? They're getting what they deserve. That's why, what are you doing here? Look at my uniform and tell me you can't tell I'm a member of security. That outfit. Annoying, noisy brats get the blaster! You got the zombies ray gun, chat. You did the special thing. You get the ray gun. That's all I know from Call of Duty Zombies, honestly. All I know is the ray gun. Why is she still wearing that? I want me to Viola Hall. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. Are you looking for the incidents that the old lady was talking about? Doesn't look like it happened here. Well, we better go look somewhere else. Alright, then let's try... Excuse me. Ah! Oh, hey, man. Why does it look like he's got a zip in the middle of his face? Do I have to, like, unzip it and it reveals, like, the true killer or something? Maybe he's behind the mask? Maybe it's Dream behind there. Are you by chance Miss Maya Fey? Yeah, that's me. You have a phone call waiting for you at the front desk. A call? I wonder if it's someone from Crane Village. What's wrong, Mystic Maya? Oh, nothing. You guys go on ahead and I'll be right there, okay? Okay. Right this way, Miss Fey. Let's go look somewhere else now, Mr. Nick. Yeah, okay. This is a little exciting and a little scary. Oh, hell yeah. We jamming. Alright, I told you I get people the info they want, which means I've got a right to know. Nope, don't care who you are, pal. We're still investigating, so you can't go in. What's your problem? Just you wait, it'll be all over the morning paper. Scruffy detective's secret scandal revealed. You'll see, I'll get you back. Those two sound pretty serious. Southern accent could only mean... Hey, Wright! Oh god, it's not her again, is it? Yep. Hey, Lotta. Come on, do a gal a favor and tell this cop I'm just doing my job and I got rights. Ah, you! Of course it's Gumshoe. Head to Gumshoe. Hey, pal, help a guy out. Tell her that only the police are allowed here. This is the scene of a murder, so she should leave this to us pros. Murder? Ah, shoot me in my big mouth. See, I knew it. My gut instinct told me so. I always trust my gut. A murder is said, and that's what it is. A genuine murder. Hey, wait. Yeehaw, a murder of a big star, no less. Oh man, I'm in trouble now. Hello, Detective Gumshoe. A murder? Ah, no, that's not it. I got my facts mixed up for a second there, pal. Mr. Nick. The dead person, the Nickel Samurai? Oh, why do you ask? Well, Mystic Maya was rooting for him, so... It wasn't the Nickel Samurai that got bumped. Actually, the Nickel Samurai is the one under suspicion of doing the bumping off. What? The guy that died was this hero named the Jammin' Ninja, pal. Jammin' Ninja. That woman with the big puffy hair that looks like cotton candy? You mean Lotta? That woman, she was there that time too, right? That time? When Mystic Maya did that channeling. Oh, that time. Well, Lotta's a journalist, so that's why she was there. Journalist. It looks like she was hanging around here before the murder happened. Hanging around? Yeah, hiding in wait in front of the jamming ninja's door, pal. Why would she... You wouldn't tell me, pal. Just said something about getting my big scoop. Scoop? What sort of news could she be after? The victim was the jamming ninja. Mr. Jamming Ninja? He was on a really popular rival TV show to the Nickel Samurai. Oh. The victim was the action star Juan Corrida. He got a huge push and rode the express train to stardom. I mean, even I know who he is. Yeah, even I recognize his face. I heard lately that Matt on Guard's been taking the wind out of his sail. I'm telling you, pal, as far as who's popular, those two are hogging all the limelight. I guess there's no space for Mr. Powers at all, huh? Poor guy. Mr. On Guard. That's the Nickel Samurai, right? Yep. I mean, no! You got it to say it with more oomph. The Nickel Samurai! Anyway, so now that Juan Corrida's gone, that means Mr. On Guard has the whole stage to himself, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't bet on it, pal. We can't have that happen, you know. Can't have that happen? What's that supposed to mean, I wonder? Nickel Samurai! He really took the Grand Prix tonight. I was a big fan of his. Really? Oh, I'm sorry then. Why are you sorry? Matt on Guard was just arrested, pal. On suspicion of murdering Juan Corrida. What? Why was Mr. On Guard arrested? Sorry, pal, but that's not something I could tell you. We just started the investigation, so we don't want any leaks. But yet another Steel Samurai hero is in hot water. Mr. Nick, if Mystic Maya knew about this... Yeah, I know, she'd make me, take this case, I know. Hey, so what's going on, Mr. Wright? It looks like Juan Corrida has been killed. What? It looks like he was murdered and a suspect was arrested. That suspect is Mr. Matt on Guard. You're joking, right? Nope, they arrested the Nickel Samurai on suspicion of murdering the Jamming Ninja. Ugh, not again. I feel sick. Again? About a year ago, something just like this happened, Pearls. I still can't believe. No way Matt would. What's Mr. Powers got in his hand? Oh, before I forget, this is for you, Mr. Wright. I got this from the bellboy that came by earlier. Oh boy. Okay, for me, but why? I don't know. All he said was it was for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. Man's the most energetic and active actor out there right now. Nickel Samurai really sealed his place as a pop idol, but he kept adding fuel to the fire of his rivalry with Juan anyway. Mr. Juan, he's the Jamming Ninja, right? Those two would butt heads over everything they could think of, but I'd say that Matt was the one who almost always came out on top. I guess some people only know how to relate to others by butting heads like a ram. Juan said that he'd take Matt out on this time too, so he joined the rival TV show. And that was the Jamming Ninja. Stylish Nickel Samurai and the burning Jamming Ninja. Well, things turned messy real fast for those two using their shows for their war. And the final tally? Well, look around. It's pretty obvious how things ended up. I even won the Grand Prix this year. Final win over his rival, I guess. Mr. On Guard was going to hold a press conference with me. That's what I heard. So if you wanted to get technical about it, it was the Nickel Samurai's conference. Nickel Samurai's? Yeah, he was supposed to wear his costume and give the press conference that way. Gonna be in costume? But why? I'm not sure. They don't keep me in the loop anymore. I was just wondering, where's Mystic Maya? She's been gone a long time. Now that she mentions it, Maya was only going to answer a phone call. Maybe she got lost? I'll take a quick look around for her. Uh-oh. Ack! What is it, Mr. Nick? Huh? I'm not sure. Coming from this transceiver. Yes, hello, right here. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? And you are? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with. Such as... Help, Nick! Mystic Maya! Maya? So, Mr. Wright, wouldn't you agree that the more important issue is the fate of the girl? The fate? Does he mean what I think he means? Maya, where are you? Are you hurt? Come now, don't fall apart on me yet. No, this can't be. Now that I have your attention, Mr. Attorney, I have a modest proposal for you. If you do what I require, then I will return to you your valuable item unharmed. What is this called again in your fancy lawyer terms? Kidnapping for ransom. Yes, that's it. This is a kidnapping. Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! This sight, everything's fading away. Maya! Maya! Maya's been kidnapped! There, Mr. Attorney, are you there? How much? How much do you want? Very good, Mr. Attorney. I'm glad you have such a good grasp of the situation. Hurry up and state your condition, and then return Maya. Money is not what I seek. What? What I want is a certain verdict. I would like a complete acquittal. Complete acquittal? What in the world have you done to need? I am not the person you will be representing. What? You are currently at the Gatewater Hotel, are you not? And I know that a murder has just taken place there. One creator was killed and the suspect is Matt on guard. You are, as expected, quite on top of things, Mr. Attorney. Now then, what I want is very simple. I want you to obtain a complete acquittal for Matt on guard. Matt on guard? But why? He did not kill anyone, I can attest to that. However what? However, someone is framing him for the murder. A very smart someone who is setting him up to take the fall. If I agree and do what he wants, can I believe he'll keep his end of the bargain? You are, of course, at liberty to take me at my word or not. However, there is one thing you could take as fact. Right now, your very precious item is with me in my possession. Help! Nick! Maya! You have 2 days. Of course, tonight he will be in questioning with the police, but the trial's in 2 days. At that trial, you'll win a not guilty verdict. Remember, you only have one chance. One chance, Mr. Attorney. One? You expect me to get a not guilty in one trial day? Yes, exactly. I don't believe I was wrong in choosing you, so don't let me down. Ah! Oh yes, that's right. Now that I am playing the role of the kidnapper, I can't pass up this chance to say, and don't even think about calling the cops. Not great, but you get the idea. Damn it! Who? Who the hell are you? Very well, I'll tell you that much. My name is... The Killer. What a name. The Killer. Mr. Nick! Where is Mystic Maya? Been kidnapped. It's all my fault! Freddie had gone with Mystic Maya. Not your fault, Pearls. But it is! Mystic Maya! Wah! Mr. Wright, I think we should tell the police what's going on. No, we can't do that. If we do, who knows what will happen to Maya. Mr. Nick, what about the detective we saw earlier? Detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's it. Wait here and I'll be right back. Alright, I'll take care of Pearl while you're away. What? Ransom? Shh, not so loud. Ransom is complete acquittal for Matt on guard. Wait, the deal is complete acquittal in exchange for Maya, you mean? Then this means Matt on guard is obviously the killer, pal, no doubt about it. But the guy said that Mr. on guard is innocent. You really believe what a kidnapper tells you, pal? I guess he has a point. If on guard really is innocent, then why the kidnapping? And on top of everything else, there's all this evidence you keep finding. Huh? The forensics team's having a field day back there. But it's strange. There's so much evidence that it feels like something's wrong. Too much evidence? Is that possible? Actually, didn't your kidnapper say something about on guard being set up? Anyway, looks like you won't be leaving here tonight, pal. Just sit tight and cooperate with the investigation. Tomorrow you can start yours. Alright. Isn't there another way? We also got to be careful about pushing the kidnapper the wrong way. Right. Eight. Oh, a lot of question marks. Ow, my head. Ooh. Where am I? I wonder if I'm still in that hotel. What happened to me? Nick. Pearly! Come on, you guys, this isn't funny anymore. I see you have awoken. Ah, good, you're finally awake. Fucking bellboy again. Ah, who are you? Me? I am known as the Killer. Oh, the Killer was the bellboy? The Killer? You mean like an assassin? I'm too young to die. Don't worry. You are not my target. For now, anyway. Ah, Nick, where are you? Help me. Yes, that's right. Only one person can save you now, and that is Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Nick's gonna save me? Calm down and be a good girl. Think of this as a business transaction. A business transaction? I'm gonna contact him now. I hope you'll cooperate and play your assigned role well. Nick. What's going to happen to me? Nick, Curly. This. That music, though. Is Mr. Phoenix Wright the attorney? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with. Yeah, we already know about that. Oh, we're back at the offices. Good morning. Ah, morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, come on, let's hurry and go see Mr. On Guard. We have to wait a bit, Pearls. Visiting hours don't start until 9 AM, so... Oh, I see. Ah, Mystic Maya, if only I'd gone with you. Oh, Pearls, she's been like this since last night. We managed to get home somehow yesterday evening. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe gently holding her by the hand and leading her here. By the looks of it, I don't think Pearls got any sleep at all last night. Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya, she's alright, right? Yeah, she's alright. Either way, I'm gonna save her. You could trust me on that. Please, help her. I'm only able to stay this calm and collected, because Pearls is doing the crying for the both of us. Alright, back here again. We couldn't wait for visiting hours to start, so Pearls and I came down here early. Visit one Nickel Samurai, charged with the murder of the Jamming Ninja. Hey, man. What a coat, by the way. That coat's sick. Good morning, how are you today? I know this situation might be a little tough for you. Oh, sorry, dude. I already signed up. Excuse me? I already have life insurance. I signed up a long time ago because my job is, you know... oh, no. We're not insurance salespeople. Really? Dude, I really don't need that right now either. Fire extinguishers, I mean, this building isn't my house, so... No, we're not here to sell you fire extinguishers either. I'm a lawyer. My name is Phoenix Wright. Lawyer. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna ask my manager, okay? Did he just pull a cell phone? Is his wrist a cell phone? That's like fucking like an Apple Watch, like freaking... like a prehistoric Apple Watch. Nickel Samurai sure is a strange person, isn't he? I think strange is an understatement. Sorry about that. You're just in time. Huh? You're a lawyer dude, right? My manager's looking for a good one right now, so how about it? Mr. Nick, this is our chance. I had to make him let me take his case. I have to. Nick, what are you going to do with that? I don't know yet, but I figured I could at least show it to him. That transceiver? Hey, it looks like a real nice one too. I got it as a present from someone. Interesting. I've also been instructed to take your case. Is that what you heard from the transceiver? Yes. Dude, that's terrible. Don't let some disembodied voice boss you around. Coming from a man with a cell phone on his wrist. What's that? It's a ticket for the press conference. You were gonna give one after winning the Grand Prix, right? Huh? Me? Yes, while you were in costume, no less. I never heard anything like that, dude. I only heard about the stage show. I always leave that kind of stuff to my manager. You didn't know? That's odd. Sorry to intrude, but I would like to ask you a few personal questions. That's okay, but dude, my autobiography's coming out soon, so if I say stuff without the publisher's approval, then I'm gonna be in real hot water. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my publisher, okay? Mr. On Guard is so lucky. He has so many people he could talk to. I don't know if he actually has anyone he can really talk to. Sorry about that. Like I thought, the publisher said it'd be real bad if I said anything, dude. Does he have a mind of his own? Mr. Ongard, I would like to ask you about the murder. Oh, are you covering this for a tabloid as a side job, dude? Well, if you want my statement on this, you should ask for my staff. No, I'm not asking on behalf of the tabloid. Oh god, not again. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask the president of the studio, okay? Are you alright, Mr. Nick? If we're talking about Mr. Ongard's brain here, I wouldn't put my money on it. Sorry about that. The studio president said even Neo Mount Fuji itself knows that I'm not the murderer. Mr. Nick, what's Neo Mount Fuji? It's a mountain in the city of Neo Old Tokyo, the city the Nickel Samurai protects. Well, dude, I think it's about time for me to get going. Please, wait! I really need to take your case. There's always other people in need of a lawyer, right? Want me to introduce you to a few? Please let Mr. Nick represent you. Man, oh man, lawyers these days, now you dudes use kids to pull in clients too? If you don't take me as your lawyer, then the killer is going to... Wait. Just say... Killer. The killer? Doing? It looks like he's mulling something over. Alright, dude, I accept your terms. Huh? I'll let you represent me in court. We did it, Mr. Nick. Yeah. I don't feel any better for it, and he doesn't look so too happy either. Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll help out as much as I can. And I thank my lucky stars that people know my name. Well, you're quite the hero, and you're in the national spotlight. I didn't know who he is. Does that mean I'm not a good citizen? It's really great to be the Nickel Samurai. Dude, lately I just keep on getting more and more popular. True enough. The Nickel Samurai is very popular among high schoolers and secretaries right now. I guess Mr. Ongard has a way of catching the eyes of women. Do you know my motto? Refreshing like a spring breeze. That's what I am. A spring breeze? That's why this kind of scandal is disastrous, dude. I mean, even if I get out of here tomorrow, it's still gonna look bad, but everyone loves a good scandal. Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do. I was in my Nickel Samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show. I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange, I thought the Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving the room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Corrido was already dead at that time? Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. Honestly, same. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then out of the blue, the dude arrested me. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida, what sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try to make a jamming ninja movie, even though we all know it failed. Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. Why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you think it would be the other way around, you know? Do you know why you were arrested? I guess maybe my full body search went badly. Did they find something on you? They found a button from the Jamming Ninja's costume. A button? I didn't get it either. It was caught in the pleats of my samurai pants, or hakama. Ah! Dude, I really think someone planted it there though, I'm serious. I wonder if that's what really happened. I guess it's about all I'm gonna get out of him. Mr. Nick? Yeah? Let's ask one last thing. Let's test Mr. Ongard to see if he really is innocent or not. You can do that? Yes. If you use this. Here's my katana. You won't be able to hide any secrets from you, Mr. Nick. I'm sure of it. I get it. Mr. Ongard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Please answer me honestly. What is it, dude? Did you kill Mr. Juan Corrida? Please put the phone away and answer this question yourself. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Corrida, okay? Well, Mr. Nick? Nothing. Not a chain or lock in sight. Which means it's alright to trust him. Yeah, it does appear that way. Well, at least I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing my client isn't innocent. The trial's tomorrow, right? I'm counting on you, dude. Seems like he's innocent, or he's very good at lying. Oh, more investigation, huh? Well, at least we were able to get Mr. Matt on guard as our client. And we know that he didn't do it, which is very important. So now what should we do? Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get this one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. On Guard's innocent. We have to find the real killer. Okay, then let's start looking. This is a bop, by the way. I like this music. This is a hell of a bop. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You can't come in without... Good morning. Hold on, it's you! What is going on around here? Her poor one was killed, is that true? Bad reroll is what this is. Another still samurai doing the most evil of deeds. You know, that's not entirely... I'll have you know that I was a huge fan of wands. Why oh why do all the stars I'm interested in drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way ever since I was a little girl in elementary school. The class hamster was fine until the other kids started calling me Queen Reaper. Whoever you name in your evil spell dies. Actually, I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened. Humph! Don't push me, boy. Mr. Nick? I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking too fast. Yeah, I know too. Miss Oldbag, could you please speak a little slower? Don't boss me around, you spiky head smarty pants. The fucking gun. Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. Hotel staff and the police are running around like a bunch of headless chickens. There's no one here. I wonder if we could do any investigating of our own in this kind of atmosphere. Well, got to roll up the sleeves and try, I guess. Hey, you're here! Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer. Lawyer? Hey, Mr. Copfella, the thief showed his face. What? Arrest him, put him on trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty. What's wrong, Lawyer? Are you feeling alright? Looked here and there and up and down the mountain, but ain't here. Why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep? What are you looking for? My camera! C-A-M-E-R-A. It's my lifeblood. I'm gonna die without my $700 camera. Your camera? Look, don't lots of people say the criminal always goes back to the scene of the crime? And looky, here you are. Yep, there I am, faced with a lot of trouble. Huh? Yeah, you keep being like that. Holy shit, it's my room. Look at the amount of plushies he has. It's just like my room. My room's well, my room isn't full of plushies, but it can be. I have a lot of plushies, and you know what? That's okay, because plushies are fucking poggers. Hell yeah. Mr. Nick, where are we? We're in Mr. Juan Corrida's room, pals. The Corrida? The victim. Which makes this the crime scene, too. Oh, it's you. So, what's happened? The kidnapper, has he contacted you again? Not yet, he probably won't until we win Mr. On Guard's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm gonna help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that, even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I even tell you everything I know, but you gotta keep quiet. My neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right, I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go. You want to see? Wow, you're giving it to me? Thank you. Wouldn't want you to get lost in a hotel too big for its own good. Mr. Nick, I got a map. That's great, Pearls. But Mr. Nick, I can't read what it says. Examine the wine glass on the right. Oh, no, I want to go up. There we go. It's a beautiful wine glass and there's tomato juice in it. Ew, tomato juice. I don't really like it that much. There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from. But doesn't this seem weird? What seems weird? I mean, everything else is scattered all over the floor. He's right. The flower vase was broken and the makeup is strewn everywhere. Why is this glass the only thing that's still alright? This is a guitar case, I guess. A little beat up, but still usable. That's strange, the guitar's not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show. But Mystic Maya, she said the bright red guitar was Jamming Ninja's signature item. That's true. Huh? This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on the top of the lid. Yeah, there's no water inside the case. There's water, isn't it? Gumshoe. You know what was the cause of death? Well, technically the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the victim should tell you, pal. Should? Yeah, it's a picture. Oh. There's a knife in his chest. Yeah, pal, that's the murder weapon. So he was stabbed to death. Interesting, because he was stabbed, sure, but that's not a lot of blood for a stabbing. They're looking at the fingerprints down in the lab right now. There were fingerprints on the knife. Yep. And it looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. Ongar's prints, pal. That's bad, real bad. Why was Mr. Ongar arrested? Because we had evidence on him. Evidence? It looks like the victim, one Creeder, really put up a big fight. Yeah, one look at the crime scene, you could tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere. Well, yeah, during the fight his button came off. Mr. Ongar says something about a button. Something like one of the Jamming Ninja's buttons got caught in his Hakama. But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady, Miss Oldbag. Please, anyone but her. The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention there's something around where the Vic was that's a little off. I mean, that's a little off. As in, that's for you to figure out, pal. Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick. The wine glass. So about this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it first. Yeah, Pearl's noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute. So, does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel? Yeah, she's around. Man, you're gonna be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here. Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000 meter dash. Oh no. She's coming. She's coming. she's on her way. What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick? I've heard this sound somewhere before. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? For some reason, whenever I hear that sound, she pops out of nowhere and whips me. And to think of it, that's exactly what happened the last time. Sorry, I gotta make myself scarce. Later, pal. Ow! And here she is. At last, you reveal your true nature, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Would it be too much to ask for you to be nice to me for a change? So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives. That's very dishonorable of you. Ow! Hey, don't you dare run away, scruffy trenchcoat. Ah! I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. What? Detective, come over here for a second. I guess we didn't get to see it, otherwise I get banned. Yow! Oh, Gumshoe. I feel better knowing at least you are man enough to face your punishment. He was so scared he just froze up on the spot. Mr. Phoenix Wright! You have soiled my perfect prosecution record. Yeah, because you suck. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you? What? Come, Scruffy, the investigation briefing is about to begin. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet, I swear on my family's honor. Ow, what did she throw at me now? What is this? Well, I guess this means I've got to get back to the precinct now, pal. If you ever need me, come down to the Criminal Affairs Department, alright? And if you can, try not to let Miss Von Karma see you. Nick, what's this piece of paper? It's called an autograph. Autograph? Paper's got Mr. Karida's name written on it, so it's his autograph. I can't read it at all. To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this. All cursive. Damn it. It's a special way of writing called cursive. Look here, see how it says "To my dearest Wendy" in more normal letters here? This sloppy, unreadable writing. It's crazy and cruel to give this to someone. Hold on. Wendy, I've heard that name somewhere before. Here, it's, hold back. Oh, this looks very nice. Where are we? We're in Mr. Matt On Guard's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Who are you? You're Mr. On Guard's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also look for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he's your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. Wow. It's a simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. On Guard's situation is looking rather grim. You came here one stop in your mad dash to find clues to build his case, correct? Oh, you're not totally right, but you're not totally off either. Really not the time to be showing off, Mr. Nick. I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. Alright. You may be of small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. Oh, what is this music? I love it. You know the victim, Mr. Karida? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place after all. Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai? Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most trivial things. If either one of them wasn't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. I got a hunch that this woman knows more than she's letting on. You must know that why Juan Karida was killed. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that's correct. Bum, bum, bum. Then I will tell you. Before the awards ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. On Guard. In this very room, I might add. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room? No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess? When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. On Guard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Karida. And that's when you found his body, isn't it? You really held strong through everything. Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. So about you and... Stop right there. You aren't seriously about to ask how Mr. On Guard and I are related, are you? Sorry. I had no idea how he could choose you as his lawyer. Why she had to go and say something like that? So Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright? I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. On Guard's manager. His manager? Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Karida, have one? No, he did not. He didn't? Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this, honestly. You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya. Girls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? Do you have any ideas as to why Mr. Karida was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job, so do you have any ideas? Oh, she does. 4 locks! Miss Andrews? Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation. Is it a side clock, Mr. Nick? Yep. There's getting to be more and more of us lately. Oh, Mr. Wright, how are you? Mr. Powers, have you been here the entire time? Yep, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know. There's sort of a small rumour going around about her right now. A rumour? If you're interested, I'd be glad to share what I know. He's so happy, he looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. Can you tell me a little more about the Nickel Samurai TV show? Okay. Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids. It's the sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time there are 3 samurai brothers: Aluminium Samurai, Tin Samurai, and of course the Nickel Samurai. It's Love Y in near old Tokyo. I don't know what that means. I see. Ooh, wait. I love what? Love Y. This girl, Sayo, works at a tea shop and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, it's a love triangle. Oh, I guess the Y shape is like the 3 brothers colliding over this one girl. Anyway, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Sounds like an unusual situation, like Romeo and Juliet times 3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. Yes, Pearl? What happens next? I want to know. Miss Sayo. Does Miss Sayo fall in love? She does, doesn't she? Every Sunday at 8 AM. I'm gonna stop watching Kids Masterpiece Theatre starting this week. I can't believe she's really considering it. What's the Jammin' Ninja TV show like? Started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. Jammin' Ninja, like the samurai shows, is geared towards kids. Theme music. The story of a ninja who can't scale a wall but became a big pop star anyway. What? He was a really lousy ninja. Absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all. But boy could he sing. With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm. A ninja with a bright red guitar? And then the final fight in front of his beloved Princess Misola. Jamming versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches a not-so-jamming cold the night before Battle 3. Oh, that's too bad for him. Yeah. This kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, Pearl? What happens next? I want to know. The Jammin' Ninja. Will he be able to sing? What about Princess Misola? Every Sunday at 8 AM. Which show should I watch? I can't believe she's really considering it. Would you mind telling me about this gossip? Ah, so you are interested in it. I figured you would be. Yep. I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip too. Oh really? You too, huh? Yeah, so take a look at this! Looks like a tabloid Miss Oldbag would read. Alright, let's see here. Jamming Midnight Rendezvous? The mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss AA. You see now, don't you? What? You can stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Wright. One creator didn't have a manager of his own. Which means if we're talking about a certain manager with the initials AA, Adrian Andrews. Yes, exactly. This is big news. But it seems kind of odd that woman, Miss Andrews, together with the biggest rival of a client? Ah, it's that wonderful thing that can only happen between 2 people. Mr. Powers looks so happy. Pearls is just following along, not having any idea as to why he's smiling. She's just happy to be here. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Now I'll talk to you. So you lost your camera. It ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in a store and it's $1,600 brand new. But didn't you just say you bought it for $700? I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store, about 5 hours I reckon. I made this itty bitty scratch on it and the manager got all huffed up in the face. Gave me his talking to and was real mean about it too. He done made me cry at that. When did you lose your camera? Last night, after the murder happened, must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, expensive sweetie. Lola, what did you capture with that expensive camera of yours? I don't really know. I snapped a shot of anything that caught my eye. But I don't remember. And besides, I couldn't get anything for my big scoop. I wonder if Lotta's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Lola, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder. Well, from before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area. Yeah, actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Ongard was arrested. What were you doing here? You sure you went to school, city boy? You know, wherever Lotta Hart goes, there's a story to be found, a big scoop to be had. A big scoop. I told you before, I'm going to be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen. Reckon, of course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot. I wonder what scoop she was after this time. Although, I was also on the lookout for the other stars that were here. So, maybe I wasn't here the entire time. Lotta, are you sure you weren't here the entire time? So you could take a picture for your big scoop? Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof? What kind of story was it that you would hang around here? Oh, god damn it. Only two. Oops! Sorry, Mr. Lawyer, can't be telling you that. That's secret, trade secret, you know? Not again. Why does everyone have something to hide? We've been stopped, haven't we? Yeah, take that, Mr. Lawyer. Oh, I can actually do it. I'm glad someone around here is happy, Miss Lotta, and your eye rule smile. I can do it. Take that! Big scoop. Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I, for my scoop? I want to know about the detail. I can't talk. What I want to know about are the details of this scoop. That's not something I can tell you. I mean, there's my bread and butter. Alright then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between one creator and this person. This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Matt Ongard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jamming Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. You can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah, you gotta have that's what's it. News source? You mean news source? That's it! They show me something that shows that one guy had something with Miss Andrews. Take that! This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jamming Midnight Rendezvous? The mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss AA. Ah! Mr. Creator didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. Ongard's manager, Adrian Andrews, he has the initials AA. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Creator's door last night. Wah! We got it. You were looking into Mr. Creator and Mrs. Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it. I was going to get myself a scoop by catching him in a secret meeting. But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. No longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? There ain't no proof of nothing. People are going to want to see full proof. Real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing. Getting photos. Oh. I'm going to whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Yep, that's a true journalist, alright. Gotta get those clickbaity headlines. You know it. At least he's got the journalist thing down. And spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, a lot of nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know. The paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. Enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell ya. What's with people now anyway? I thought I'd see the day when someone done steal something from me. You really want that note back, huh? Well, I got no idea why though. The story in that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Move to hotel lobby. Now I gotta talk to you. My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder, and only recently did I finally find a star that makes this heart go ba-dum again. I don't know what to say. I ask you, why does every star I cheer for always end up kicking the bucket? I watch your words. No one's gonna get away with saying anything bad about my wand. I haven't said anything. Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway. Huh? What woman? That irritating backwater girl with the afro and the horrible country accent? I mean, what is that manner of speaking supposed to be? Why does she never stop? Honestly, women these days, they don't know the meaning of the word modesty. When I was a young maid, I was so beautiful. It was like this, I pressed flowers or read the pearls. Are you thirsty? A little. Okay, I'll go get you some juice or something. Thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention, young'uns today? So I'm guessing Miss Oldbag heard everything from Lola. I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder. I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready. Getting ready? For what? Show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards. Cue mysterious music for the magical press conference. Anyway, I don't know anything about the murder. I see. But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. What? I saw the most important moment of the night. The most important moment? You don't mean... Oh, so now you treat me with a respected, disrespectful child? When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite. Really, kids today. Please tell me, what did you see? Of course. That's 4 locks! The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then, what murder isn't? Please don't stray onto another tangent, please. If you want to hear more, then show your respect and bring this lady a present.
Take that!
Witness. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Then please, tell us what you saw. But, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you young'uns' expense. I am a little devil after all. Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want. Autograph.
Take that!
That's Juan's autograph! Yes, it is. And it even says "To my dearest Wendy" on it. That's me, right? Is that right? My name is Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right? Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it. Oh, please give it to me. Let me have it, please. That's a face. I can't let you have it just like that. Yes, I know. Then how about an exchange? Wow, she must really want this autograph. My offer isn't good enough for you? Fine, Mr. Wright, you win. Wendy Oldbag ready to open up her heart. All for my dearest Juan. Wow, I just broke all 4 at once. Autograph given to Wendy, dearest. What you witnessed? I feel bad for you now. Huh? I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding! Oh no. It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet minding my own business. And? Did you tell that to the police? Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or 2 out of it, maybe more. Gift certificate? I've been recruited again for that part of the trial. You know, the trial tomorrow. This time you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty. This Don God hasn't done anything bad. I don't care about details like that. I know he did my dear poor Juan in. I just do. That yellow belly chicken. Yellow belly chicken. Wonder what that would look like. I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it. What did Mr. On Guard ever do to her to deserve this? What did Mr. On Guard do to you to make you so... You don't know? That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal that plagued poor Juan. Mr. Nick, what is it? What's a scandal? Oh, I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay? Poor Juan led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress. Mr. Nick, what do vials and wild temptress mean? Hack! How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say for now, okay, Pearls? Miss Oldbag, who is this woman you're talking about? Adrian Andrews, of course, who else? A guy, he shoved the girl onto Juan on purpose. His own manager, but why? I thought that lawyers were smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud. Sounds like a pretty standard definition of a scandal to me. Why do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag? I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I'm always out there gathering information. There's nothing I don't know. And do you have proof that Mr. On Guard did what you say he did? Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so. Of course, a tabloid. Next week? Doesn't that mean it's something people don't know about yet? Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that, and where did she get it? Hee hee hee. Move to the Criminal Affairs Department. Back here again. Oh god, the Blue Badger. Mr. Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back. Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. What do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces. Two? And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard. Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants. And the second one is... the knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact. Fingerprints? Whose are they? You didn't even have to ask, though, Missy. It's obvious. They're Matt On Guard's. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. What about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well, I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down, trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way! Oh, I've got to present the magazine. We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Mr. Carida, but why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide. Suicide? Wow, that's just complete... just... What a fucking left turn or right turn. 90-degree turn. Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was Juan Carida's manager. Victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Her mentor? Woman who was both Mr. Carida's manager and Mrs. Andrews' mentor. Does suicide have something to do with this case? You want to know more about her, pal? Sure. He was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, but... Wah! I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. It's from Karma. You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do. Ruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait, please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, quiet! If it weren't for traitors like you... I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Is it? This... Oh. Who? My voice. Edgeworth! He's back! What a triumphant fucking music. But he deserves it. Edgeworth is our boy. Hell yeah. He's back, baby. In a long time, right? This person. This is Mr. Edgeworth. What's gonna do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Francisca. You! How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed to be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. This woman is another key to solving this case. You really think so? She was Agent Andrews' mentor a long time ago. But she was suddenly called away by a different show and became One Cruder's manager. And then a few months later, Celeste Impacts died. But her death was ruled a suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? A suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished her? I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick. I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. I will say one thing. You can't win on your own in the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. What is going on inside his head? A lot of things may have happened, but however, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a Von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? I think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd have been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see, then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Francisca, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. Save their lives. Save your client, you say. Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals, those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. What I have yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you'll see is coming soon enough. Miss Impact's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impacts had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. One Creeder himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide a suicide note. Mr. Krita hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. But now I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? Now I just got presented back in his face. I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all are reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2. 2 parts? Well, you just handed me the first part of the report. Here's the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name is Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try to kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews, she has a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews? Dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempt at suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she... Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that... Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Mood. Fucking mood. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to... Fucking mood, though! Holy shit. Man. I wouldn't say there's a certain someone in my life that's like that. Fuck. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. As according to Adrian Andrews herself. And that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. Only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. What terrible. Well, I guess we're gonna go back to her. Oh no, wait, on. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma. Von Karma? What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you've got some nerve following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Girls. You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting. Little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. That noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews. She seems a little dazed, doesn't she? Alright, here we go. Voted for murder. Why was Juan Krita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Onguard's life in danger by your actions? Why you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Krita. You were not that close. That's right, I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You're not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I hardly doubt that. You and Mr. Creeder had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. Even if you had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on our good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? You need to get close to Mr. Creeder? As if there was ever such a need. You need to get close to Mr. Creeder for this person's sake.
Take that!
First Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? It's Impact. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was one Creeder's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Creeder so you can find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved.
Take that!
Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Creeder. One? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Creeder. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that a suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impact was someone very special to you.
Take that!
Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. But that's... You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why... When she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Creeder of hiding Miss Impact's note. You heard about it and fought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Creeder dead. Me? Miss Impact was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? We got it. It's true, I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that though, I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. This one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden a suicide note. And that someone was one Creeder. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were going out to get me. You got close to Mr. Creeder to recover a suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favour to ask. My attempted suicide, I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Dangerous. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Alright, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. It's Andrews. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? Hydrate. Got it. Yes, water. What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. Card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. It's a Pokemon card, I don't know. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Though not remembering something clearly, sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. Move back to the officers. Oh, never mind. Well, I think we gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearl, she looks so worn out by all this. Hasn't slept at all and has been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no, I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am. You don't look fine to me. Alright. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Impact's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Oh. Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Hello? Wright & Co. Law officers. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya, where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. You. Which is why I suppose she is absolutely famished. What? I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree? Wait, Maya, let me hear her. Very well. Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis. Ask my sis. Maya! Maya! Damn it, she cut me off. Mystic Maya says ask my sis, didn't she? Sis? What do you mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. I'm sorry. Ack! Yep. She's back. Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come ask me anything you want about her. How's Maya? She's safe for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left, and I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Ugh. Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her. Like a cellar or something. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I had to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. This, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. So examine the card on the floor. Ah, someone dropped a card here. Kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. Same card as Andrews has. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. I like this music. What a strange card. Right, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. Ah, that's it! This show card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I have a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius! Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried. Oh. Does she go out of her own accord? Interesting! The plot thickens. Oh, alright, we're going to trial. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Here, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on my situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him! He's right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her early this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired? Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Ugh. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Did Nampa send me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude, who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Yeah, I'm at you, Pinocchio. Oh, where's Von Karma? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? Defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. Oh. Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present! Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. It's totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. He's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Ooh. I thought... Oh. Hey. Your Honor? Due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. Prosecution is ready, actually. I guess Edgeworth is back. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder, that's ironic, and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. Prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. Court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you two will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. I love this music. It's so triumphant. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer. Officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Awards ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. After the awards ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Hold it! The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Banana. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. At first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar kit. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victim. Only the victim, huh? I see. So much for my theory, then. Nice. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? Bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. Do you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir! Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. That guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right, so it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Onguard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Matt Onguard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals of each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Onguard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. They were sort of sticky on your handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honour. Ready to give in yet, Wright? Humph, I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Ugh. And knife.
Objection!
Objection! Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument was that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client brought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal next to set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realise this. But I didn't. Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Creeder's room. Sorry, Your Honour, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defender, Mr. Matt on guard. Oh right, there is a missing knife. Especially what was on top of this table. There is something missing, perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Onguard's knife was missing. Ugh! Mr. Onguard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? A kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. Must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honour's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defence were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defence have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix, the judge is favouring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, a gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Actually, I do. There is one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? Wine glass. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honour? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. But Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? What? If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. It just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves that it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any, he's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? And then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Creeder. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Tusk, tusk, tusk. Now do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth, I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Oh god. Fucking lady, the old lady. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness! Your name and occupation, please. Oh god. Ugh! Gotcha. I wonder what happened to that calm composure you had earlier. Oh, edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of that witness stand? I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. But today I'm going to tell you anything and everything, even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. This witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Right. Oof! Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam? No, please, by all means interrupt her, please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is correct, Miss Saltbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you're a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me, I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. I'm going to need to go because I need the bathroom and then I'm going to make my lunch afterwards. I am very hungry and also I need the bathroom. So I'll be back. Oh yeah. Let's do it. So Mr. On-Guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Second. Because there's no coming up. Alright. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, see. Really? Knowing brat, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. Hey, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? It was very important. Because he was wearing the, samurai thing. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Please say it, Edgeworth. Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to their testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must...
Objection!
This old bag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. They know what this is. Ah, it's button number 2 on the German ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. You can identify it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. On-Guard's body during a full-body search. See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal On-Guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants. See? An On-Guard is a nickel samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt On-Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. Oh god. Take a look in the mirror. Oh god. And then the ray gun. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On-Guard, the man. But Mr. On-Guard, the nickel samurai? What do you think about it? They're really one and the same anyway. This old bag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Oh, I saw. On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, young'uns today, I told you there is no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Let's save it here because, well, yeah, I can save it, but because there is an achievement in this bit. And, you know how achievements love to be sometimes. I got a presser on this statement. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not? Not too long ago? Let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's cause. So what? See? Look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, like I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? But now it's everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. It's when your court become theatrics over testimonies. All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? There you go. Judge Wagner.
Objection!
Let's take a look at this. Yes, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I would have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? Mr. Ongab was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder. It's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off right before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. So let's hear your possibility. Very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He's probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. That's why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard of that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? There is a contradiction. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. They thought it wouldn't be premeditated then. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Ongab was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. This knife, this was used by Mr. Ongard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Correa, I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. That brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Oh, order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why did the murderer do such a thing? It's to frame my client, Mr. Ongard, of course. The frame. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? We just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Ugh. Witness! Looks like I made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Reggie Poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Ongard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure. I wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness? Ha ha ha! The way you think you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? The old bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. And this is who I think me is hinting at. It's certainly possible. This old bag? You were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Take that!
Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Ongard's manager. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems like this is the latest rumor in circulation, huh? Oh, this is... Well, this is... Ha, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article. If it can be called such a thing. And its manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's... Alcoholics Anonymous. That's who the murderer is. Is that you? Sorry. Well, but technically, if it's Britain, it's like the roadside people, the AA. Who in America it's AAA. But over here, it's just AA. Adrian Andrews, without doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine, I can throw away this whole sworn confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix, I got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. That's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how you would proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready! This is going to take the wind out you young'uns. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old. That Ongard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin Port 1 by causing a huge scandal. But to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know it yet, okay? Defendant sitting as manager? What a distasteful topic for this call. What? Nobody's above gossip. Isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? I've heard that one before. I've kind of heard it. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? You have looked into this matter and found that the truth that the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true? And this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. This means I have to smash this rumour once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, on guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. I've never heard that one. Tried to fire at the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Hell yeah. What a fucking reference, my dude. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. That's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? No one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness? I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it?
Take that!
The investigative photographer, a lot of heart? Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Is everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it, that's the note. No, you see? This is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. And you're the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of worms, that's why. That infamous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard, she said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Pooh, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. There's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. What a fucking insult. That was only a piece of paper. I suppose we could overlook this just this once. Looks like she's really sorry. So forgive her? Oh no, fuck her. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I had to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? You stole? Why didn't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? This old bag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night.
Take that!
This old bag. The note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over a camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me. Wait, witness? What is it, Gramps? You have to note that it's only logical that you had the camera too. Ah, looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Ah, that's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? I still eat meals like you, I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said Wine Bag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. When I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard, it's my business to know these things. Bailiff, take this camera's photos, hurry! We must examine them at once. What's about the photos are like bad? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. This is Nickel Samurai. See, I told you that's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Yeah, we can't see the face though. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongar clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is... Oh boy. The defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. If I raise an objection here and blow it, then I'll put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. The photo that Lotta took is something strange with it. I need to save here, apparently. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange in this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Man, the Worms reference. Or any war reference, I guess. I'll just say Worms. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I had to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? That part? I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing, however, you can't. And? What does that mean? Costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ongar. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you'd care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama. His socks, you can see his socks. Exactly. However... Oh. My computer just had a moment. However, in this photo, Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh, what is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only got along for the ride. Oh, right. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Doesn't feel under attack, then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Ungard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix, it's very simple. What we should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
Take that!
Adrian Andrews? Want to know who that Nickel Samurai is? It is none other than this woman. Why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? Besides, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ongard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ongard that night. How does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ongard's fingerprints all over it. A knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. Defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of one Korea. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! 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 Looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. The verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. What day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Gotta raise an objection. Now then.
Objection!
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. You can't hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not... Oh. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But it cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Tisk. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. But this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Edgeworth knows what's happening. He's trying to help us. That's what I think, anyway. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way, not call and collected Adrian Andrews. He was a manager, it would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife we used at dinner was, well, her. After the ceremony, during the breakup, I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Dude, you're saying it really was her? Yep, she was the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Crida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright, I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible, but one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? That stated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impax. It was Edgeworth. It was Edgeworth. Looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corida's room. What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ongar. I see. Now then, before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure, what is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. Ah, no, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one's accusing me of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we'll understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then, witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Pour yourself a glass of juice? Yeah. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. I had served the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix, she is one cool and collected customer and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. You have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over, understand? You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. You can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down, without thinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of one Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. At one thing. What one thing? Never mind, it's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Miss Andrews? I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. Right, I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? It was originally on top of the dresser. When I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Objection!
Objection. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, is this correct? Yes. Now, are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem what I said? It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. Oh, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. It was open. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case.
Objection!
What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Ugh. Yes, that's right. You did implicitly say that she didn't touch the guitar case. Implicitly. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be, however... the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Yeah, why not? Empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Heh, I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I mean, we did like the ultimate straw clutching in the Von Karma case. I was like, oh, maybe the bullet hit the murderer. It turns out I actually did. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the Qatar case. Yes, sir. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As to why I opened the case, even I don't know. It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. Convenient escape for a weak man.
Objection!
There is no way you're the one who opened the guitar case. I'm nearly done with lunch, I promise. Why'd you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Ah! What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the awards ceremony. Of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Because her fingerprints were on the fucking wine glass, weren't it? Why is that strange? There's something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time?
Take that!
I have a proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange? That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Ugh. Her glasses broke. And she got a new pair out. I'm guessing that happens all the time and she just has a spare handy. That's funny though. It's funny that they animated that. That's pretty funny. Order, order, order. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case? What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You know what I mean. It was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it will be unnatural for someone to do that. But the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defence's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided... No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
Objection!
That's so sure, Wright. I'm sure you could somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar was... So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. No, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Represent the nickels. Oh, there. This is a photograph. Please look at it. Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, right? In this picture. Doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is, inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? An insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory! Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy, speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside the costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Onguard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? Inside the guitar case of all places? True, that is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? That costume. Mr. Onguard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? The press conference! Onguard didn't call it, it must have been the other guy, fucking the guy who got killed. Juan Corrida. Yes, that is what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Corrida, was the jamming ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... press conference. What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Onguard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. Nickel Samurai was going to confess something, and by confess I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that one creator, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt on guard. Yes, I guess that is what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure. Miss Andrews? I can see why you are pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by one. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You. Juan had bet everything on the jamming ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. It was going to ruin him? Huh? Looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? Do you know what the secret of Mr. On-Guard's is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Ah, I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I mean, trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. On-Guard. Yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behaviour. Yes, Your Honour, I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. This doesn't count for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit. If defense can find no fault with his testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Hold it! You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a cover camouflage. Then what about the button? Button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the jamming ninja's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, is that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Ugh. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't graciously accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. An icy stare, yes. Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. Ah! That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. Order! Order! What is it? Oh. What is the meaning of this, right? What if the button was torn off the body after the victim already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. The murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright! Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it? There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Engard. There is no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. Alright, that's right, Mr. Engard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Finally, I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Yes, you can't let your guard down yet, not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Engard was... It's Adrian Andrews. I choose you! You are Mr. Corrida's killer! What? The glasses broke again. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? And what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after it had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, naturally. A knife covered in the defender's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. The only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Her glasses broke again, and she's got another set. But then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Akama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he'd already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Engard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Akama. And her glasses broke again. The only person who could have put this button onto Mr. Engard's Akama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? There's also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. To avoid any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic day's discoverer of a dead body. Ah! And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth could believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Engard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Think of how tall people are. Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got it this time. Probably not. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What's that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Oh, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. By allowing a witness to not testify, the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Engard's room. Adrian Andrews! Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Mr. Andrews not to testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix, but there is still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? Well, it's so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you realise this as well, Your Honour. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbour a wish to murder Mr. Carida. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Carida? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Here, what should we do? Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true! In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow?! You don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honour, that's not necessary. The trial... Please continue the trial. What are you swaying for? The client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Oh, Octavian with a raid. Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome. I'm in court again. Thanks for the raid. Hi, I'm in court. Your Honour, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony would in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. That glass of juice! I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realised that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yeah, but he had a knife in him.
Objection!
And also a bandana around his neck. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. Ugh. The glass is broke again. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. No. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ongard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so is that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. And there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ongard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Have we found the truth at last? Wrong, Phoenix. Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ongard.
Objection!
Oh, what the fuck? Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth. What are you... Witness? Don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Ongard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. But then, right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Ongard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across something like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is to get her not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please. Someone help me. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Real mastermind, isn't it obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there. Right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? I have to win a complete acquittal today, there's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this, not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ongard would get an acquittal, but in his place you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Quiet, how dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough! I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. Wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth? This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. It's no use! I had the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report, the attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. Secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop, I beg you. If people find out, I'll... If you're gonna say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Jesus, Edgeworth. Bruh. Fucking vicious. He went straight for the fucking heart. Holy shit. Oh, blimey. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realised he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. Stabbed the body with the knife? But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt, that scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Just got a presser on all the statements. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is part of the Jamming Ninjas costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. I wonder if he also committed suicide. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because, one, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now, what a horrible thing I did. But at the time I couldn't control my own body, it moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realised something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. On Guard's Hakama. Yes, that's what I plan to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? An inconvenience. There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spike stat was longer. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That was old bag. That's Miss Old Bag for you. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume. Oops, sorry, chat. Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. It was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is this secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai's costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Ungar's room and planted the button? Into Matt's Akama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. And I stuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word. What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? He said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. If I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor, the defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. There's no evidence for Ungard either. Cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Wow, everything's fucked. And he's just gone. Today's trial. It's over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I ask you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. Card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. It's the same card as Maya found. As far as a clue to this case, I don't see why it'd be Mia. Oh. Witness that card, give it to me, hurry! Edgeworth, do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. A card? What in the world is it, and what does it mean? Oh boy. The plot, it thickens! Also, yes, this is a very long case. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! There, pause. I can't take it anymore. Ah. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict, and so far the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. OnGuard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying, we have to get going. You're right. I think Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So, hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearlsburg now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. So what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You have another payday. I guess that means I'm just going to have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. OnGuard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Because it's cheap. That was the first time I ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. Said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth? Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in the testimony itself. I still think there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. I mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to... No, I mean almost need to frame Mr. OnGuard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie per se, it just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. But that's such a dirty trick! Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting in the hospital. Which one? What, are you going to go visit her, pal? Oh, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? You look like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. Maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. No, we're not into that shit. No, I'm definitely not going. Let's see. Oh, the fucking Hottie Clinic again. The name of the hospital. Oh yeah, the Hottie Clinic. That name sent a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. Fucking Hottie Clinic again. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Oh god, not you again. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Hi. Wait a second, you're... Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hottie. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma? You don't need to worry. Yeah, she's in good hands. As you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. Yes. And that thing, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. He looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes. I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. When I stuck up on her real secret-like, she would scream really loud. Yes. I see. But she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. Ah! I think she's fine. Go back to your room. You're so mean. So mean, my frisky frisker. Let's go... Okay. Yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ah, I knew I shouldn't have come here. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. There's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. Even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Also, like, our shoulders are, like, massive. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He's so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. This one, Karma. You made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? Looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, right? If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem, whether she had tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective, to find On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix, right? The end justifies the means. It's one, Karma. Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then On Guard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. It still has nothing to do with me, she's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was... Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over, so if you'll excuse me... What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far... Ah, but she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. I'm putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Witness, that card, give it to me, hurry. Do you have any idea what you've stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. A card? What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright, this is top secret information. You should absolutely cannot leak this. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but a few know of it. I understand. The task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelley the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin. The best of that. Assassin. Who is this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with Shell on them? He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? We think it is a part of his duty to his clients. If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured that it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his client. I see. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see, I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Not trying to console me, Edgeworth, I don't need your pity. Nick? There's no way you can find her. We don't have even a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right? Listen, you need to know something. One Karina was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job, Matt Ongard, your own client. Please stop! I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you'll need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now, if you excuse me. Mr. Nick? Do you think Mr. Ongard hired an assassin? No way! I mean, he doesn't have a cyclog. Yeah, I guess not. Maya. Please, all I ask is you make it home safe and sound. Oh, am I controlling Maya again? Hehe, I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around. Interesting. What is this place? I got a feeling I'm not in a hotel anymore. Those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. Nice bear. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on the sofa at a place like this? I think it's a bear. Oh, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. A picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, it looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." Oh. Oh. I bet this could be a clue. I mean, it is. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. What is an antenna doing here? Locked, of course. It doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through there. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Ah! It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean, en men tell no tales is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting, I am an assassin. Wait, you're lying. I mean an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Nick? Oh, yes, Pose? Got caught up in my thoughts about my situation. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Ongard. I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Fucking gumshoe still here? Sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Oh. I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Felix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. Message? From Matt Ongard. Ah, here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. You're Mr. Lawyer, dude. I've got something really important to tell you. I feel uneasy all of a sudden. Oh, Mr. Wright, so actually I have a favour to ask you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. Maybe you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? This is terrible, let's hurry, we have to feed this cat. Sure, poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on this cat. Hell yeah, chap. I'm gonna go to the hotel lobby. Alright. Oh god, I nearly choked on my own spit there. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass! This old bag. Don't devalue my name and turn it into a ghastly, spiky-headed pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Voice, just as he promised. But what I really wanted was something much more valuable. I wanted Edgy Poo's heart. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag. Ah! Ah, Miss Old Bag. Keep your hands off of me. Helmet's airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're gonna have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. Sure it's dark. I'll go turn on the light. Oh, that bike though. Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Oh my god, please don't tell me Maya is right through that door there on the right. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's find Shoo the kitty cat. Shoo! Meow. I guess this is Shoo. Ah, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Meow. Hee hee. Cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me? Yeah! Wait. Oh. Oh. Let's see how this is all coming together. May I help you with something, Mr... Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. On-Guard's lawyer. Masters? Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Of course his name is John Doe. The fake name, obviously, but that's funny. Nice to meet you. Meow. Okay, I'm gonna move back to the hotel lobby apparently. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Old Bag, if you look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo. Is that her perfume? Pheromone de moi smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct this investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's going to come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Ow. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. What? Ah! What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go to On-Guard's room today. Why? Police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. Don't go in there! Step one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Old Bag. That fucking rat-a-tat-tat though. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Banger alert. Hey, you're still here. Hey, silly boy. Hola, you're still here. Reckon course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But do you have a camera? Given. The photographer's got to have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mind your bread thief? Can't you drop that thief thing already? Mr. Nick! That otherworldly, ghastly moaning. On or I hate you, all ghost. Wah! I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Excuse me, what are you calling a demon, brat? Ah! Why did you follow us? Zoinks! Why would you use Zoinks? Zoinks is the alien! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? What is wrong, young'uns, today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor ward and you're disturbing me! Please talk to me about the night of the murder, just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and unknown. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. That imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. Now I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Carino. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts in my book. I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Ongard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. Showed the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Nick? What is it, girls? Presents, they're all bears, right? He's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. They were all from Oldbag. All of Mr. Creeder's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear one was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. Oh, he's Saijima, got it. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight they became friends. Ah, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuck it out. Down by a river going, heh, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Did all that really happen? It is biography, bub. A load of crock. Ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What is that infernal racket? One of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 PM, way past your bedtime. That startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 PM. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. A transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how is Maya? You haven't heard, have you? It seems you were not able to fill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, though it would seem my present did you no good. No, Mr. Maya, Mr. Maya! One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear if she's alright. Alright. And she's a little slow. What's with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? Seems his connects. Damn it! Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Oh, excuse me. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Ah, Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. Sooner the better. Chat, I'll be back in a minute. I've got to do something real quick, but it'll only take about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll be back. Alright, where are we going next? I'm gonna move back to the opposite, apparently. Move! Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of the can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You gotta be kidding. Here I thought you had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Oh, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. Transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange, I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? A computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. He seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So, the room you're in when that interference to the transceiver happened. There's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like a listening device or something. Ah! Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? You were in Mr. Karida's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it, I'm gonna sneak into the precinct to get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe! Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal, my fingers are itching to go. Yeah! Bruh. How much more of this have I got left? Quite a lot. Well, we're doing all that later. Well, that's tomorrow. We'll get up to the trial part, or at least the next save part, which is not that far. And then we'll wrap up and then we'll finish the game tomorrow. We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean. So, yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity. So it's gonna beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Well, anyway, since I brought all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? Again, that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. So we're gonna find it, right? Right, now let's first turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to give the room a real thorough look-see, pal. The sweeper will let you know how strong the signal is picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press the A button to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves. Let's take a good look at everything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm going to go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug, got it, pal? This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? The biggest one I have ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean? No, not yet, but this bear's eye is... Let's see. Perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we got. No, you can't! Such a violent act. Oomph. No! It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. What a emitter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? This tiny thing is a camera. Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small high-grade video camera mostly used in the security system. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? Footage is changed into radio waves and then it's sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. Like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time of it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep, let's see. It looks like it was set to start at 8 PM and go for 1 hour. 8 PM? That was the tiny awards ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. It's the detective! How long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? If you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot the whole crime, pal. There was a camera in this bear's eye. It was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. Pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Corrida this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? I got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around to the electronic shops and see if I can find out who bought this. That's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Give it to me. If I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah. And he's gone. Yep. Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. The mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right? Ack! You have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? Rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see, thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. Completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter the scatterbrain detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how he got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 PM, I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. See you soon, right? Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? Real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. And nothing but the truth. Juan Creeder's real killer, Miss Andrews' past. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Ongard. And this card, Jelly the killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. As you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Chat, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll wrap up this game tomorrow. Very good. Me and my last stream in November, chat. Fun. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up for today. Very good stuff. I knew this case would be long. So yeah, we're going to carry on with the case tomorrow and wrap it up. I actually apparently have to do 2 endings. There's 2 endings. I've got to do them both for achievements. So that'll be fun. So yeah, we're going to wrap up this game tomorrow. Friday, we're going to start up Saints Row 2. And then on Saturday, it's the final Jackbox of the year. Very nice. Alright, we'll go raid Radiant Sword. They're playing Grounded again. I wonder if they are grounded IRL. I don't know. I don't think they are. But yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. Hope the rest of your Tuesdays go well. And hopefully I'll see you all next time. Boop.